Hello, Shalom Ola, and welcome to the Spiritual Life with Mystic Reverend Travis Tidwell and my special friend here, Ashley.
Good evening, everybody.
And my executive producer, Athena, who is also High Priestess Sacred Dragon here, and also my daughter. And this podcast is being powered by the Lord God Yahweh and the Holy and Divine Spirit, and Sacred Dragon and Hermes, Mercurius, Trismegistus, and all angels and guides in this galaxy and universe. Because I am employed by Spirit, but COVID's got a blanket on everything right now.
Even it's a dark blanket.
So, yeah. It's time to rebuild, you know. I mean, I feel for all these people out here who are closing their businesses. I actually had to shut mine down, too.
Yeah, I know we were speaking earlier. I was telling you my neighbor 2 days ago, 113 people had gotten laid off from her company. And she was feeling really bad about it. And, you know, I loved her heart, you know, and I know a lot of people are feeling bad. It's just like, if there's someone or if there's something you can do to help, like grab a sandwich out of like a gas station and give it to a homeless person if you see him, like, really got to, you know, help each other out right now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're more lucky than most. Mm-hmm. But tonight we're here to talk about pendulums and oracles.
So I'll be honest, I don't know too much about this one. I'm excited to see what you got to say.
Well, you know, I haven't been a real big fan of pendulums from a psychic test I used to take. But I have to say these bad boys have been very on point when you know how to use them and you use them appropriately. This particular pendulum I have here is made out of pearwood. A good friend of mine who's 52nd generation Viking, Jim French. Jim, if you're out there, brother, that was for you, dog. You know what I'm saying? And this works for, I put a hematite on here.
And what is that? What's the
this
property?
This helps grounding, clarity.
Mm-hmm.
With a hematite, when you hold it or wear hematite, you can always see clarity out of chaos.
And what's the string made out of?
This is just some string I got from the bead shop.
Gotcha. Okay.
You know, and if you don't have something like this at home, obviously, if you haven't went to a metaphysical bookstore like Mystical Dragon, got to plug a lane out there, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Mystical Dragon. If you're in the San Diego area, Mystical Dragon is awesome.
Go out there and see Kat or Elena. But, you know, if you have a good friend who makes things, you'll get something special like this, like I had made years ago. Thank you. But, you know, also what I have here tonight, I have a necklace I normally wear, which can also be made as a pendulum.
And so, what is a pendulum used for?
Well, okay, let me give you an example. Okay, show me the direction of a no. And for those of you on Spotify or iTunes, you know, on YouTube you can see the visualization where the pendulum is now swinging counterclockwise to represent no. Mm-hmm. And then we stop the pendulum totally. Usually I do it with the palm of my hand, but we're here on table, you know, everything else going on. So let's ask, show me the direction of a no. And you wait. And before you know it, here it goes. Now it's moving clockwise for a no. You see that?
Yeah, but that's confusing. So one was counterclockwise and one was clockwise.
The counterclockwise is yes.
Okay.
And the clockwise is a no.
Okay.
Nothing confusing about that.
Oh, I thought you said no twice. My apologies.
No.
I think you said no the first time.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. I meant a yes for the left and a no for the right. And let me ask a question. I'll just say here's this podcast, A Spiritual Life, yes or no? And we'll see what it says. For me, that's a yes.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so now I feel like the pendulum's telling me the truth.
So are you trying to keep your hand as still as possible?
My hand is still.
Mm-hmm.
Of course I am. I cannot in some way influence this pendulum. Now, this pendulum isn't being done by me. There's an outer spirit right now controlling this pendulum, communicating with me. Mm-hmm. This pendulum has nothing to do with my intuition. Nothing to do with my intuition. Now, of course, I could make this pendulum if I wanted to, move in any direction I wanted to psychically, and I can make it. I can show you that.
Okay.
You know, but why would I do that? You know what I'm saying?
So what would we use this for?
Well, the first thing I use a pendulum for in my daily spiritual life, and since this is spiritual life here, is to find out if your chakra is closed or open. Mm-hmm. So I could say, okay, show me the direction of a closed chakra. which is correct, which is a closed chakra.
Which is going counterclockwise.
Counterclockwise. And then show me the direction of a open chakra. Come on, man.
Yeah, okay, that one.
Moving
yeah.
slow. Here we go. No,
It was picking up momentum.
well, yeah, now remember, this is a necklace, okay? It takes time sometimes. I can yell at it and it'll move faster. But it's given me the direction of an open chakra now. So I can tell the client if your chakra is open or closed with a pendulum, which is a very good tool.
And when you want to use it as a tool, what would you be doing with a client?
Checking their chakras.
Okay.
I'm not going to do divination with this tool for my clients. I'll use it for myself. You know, I remember a few years back when I had a different couch, I lost a controller and I was looking for, I couldn't find it. And I told the kids, I said, hey, anybody who finds it, $20, it cost me that at least to go to GameStop and get a new one, you know. And Athena grabbed a pendulum and said, is it over here? Yes, and she found it, boom, through a pendulum. So pendulums are very useful and can be very useful, but you can't burn them out. Now, here's an example. Anybody who's ever heard of Edgar Cayce knows this guy was pretty smart, clairvoyant. He gives you a pendulum test where you take 10 cards, 5 black, 5 red. You mix them up. You have somebody sit across from you. You'll hold the cards and you'll see a black card or red card. You'll tell me, or let's say I have the cards and I have you have the pendulum. And I say, okay, is this card red or black? And you would intuitively give me the answer, and I'd write it down. And then we'd reshuffle the cards and have you do the pendulum. And I'd ask you the same things about if it's a red or a black card, you'd answer. And we would find the first time around that the pendulum would be more accurate than your intuition.
Okay, I see that.
Okay. Then you do the same thing again, but this time, before you just answer intuitively about this being a red or black card, you're going to meditate for a minute. You know, whether it's just even 60 seconds, 90 seconds, you know what I'm saying? You're going to meditate for a moment, and then I'll write your answer down.
Do you have to program it prior to utilizing it?
Well, yeah, because you're going to show me the direction of a red, show me the direction of a black.
Or, I mean, like when you first purchase it, do you like put it in your programming?
No, not really. To be honest with you, I don't. I haven't, to be very honest with you.
And how do you feel about other people's energies being on it if you're...
Well, like, you know, you've touched it, haven't you?
Yeah, I did, but I'm so sorry. I should have asked to touch it prior to that.
She's so respectful. She's really such a great person.
I should have asked. No, but like, you know, I don't want to know. I want to know if it harnesses like certain energies when people
this is
touch
pearwood.
it,
I'm sure not exactly what it does, but it's just great natural wood from Mother, you know, and that's why I honor it so much. But yeah, I mean, if you have a rose quartz, it doesn't matter what pendulum you're using out there. It's designed to do the same thing, give you a yes or a no.
Okay, so point blank.
Or
yes
yeah,
or, no
or an
answers.
open or closed. You know, if
Open
you're
or
doing the
closed.
chakras with it. Yeah, I mean,
You can use this for Reiki.
yes, to check your chakras.
Okay, perfect.
You know, so pendulums are very, very powerful. Now, I do tarot. You do tarot. Tarot's a great oracle. There's many different oracles out there now. I didn't bring all the oracles to the table here tonight.
So I had to ask what an oracle was just to be sure. So can you explain to us what oracles are?
Well, an oracle is a system of information through some kind of visual tool that's going to help you solve a problem, answer a question, give you an insight to something, more overly arouse your psyche. Okay. Again, the tool you're using now, you're using the Viking runes or something like I Ching. You're looking at a glyph where you're going to meditate on it to get information and inspiration from that particular energy. If you're using tarot, then you're going to be using, you know, the 22 major arcana and all the colors. There's going to be just a broad information about what you're going to receive with that oracle and how it's going to enlighten you. That's another oracle. You know, and going back to pendulums real quickly, you can get a string with a nail and just hang the nail from the string, and it's a great pendulum. So if you don't have these tools here, ladies and gentlemen, get a string or even a thread with a nail, and you got yourself a pendulum.
Is it because of the metal? Is it conduct?
It's just because having something swinging at the end. I could take off any necklace I'm wearing right now and make it a pendulum.
Oh, okay. So it can work for anything.
Anything, any pendulum.
Okay.
Can be made out of any necklace you're wearing or anything of that nature. Like I said, grab a string, grab a thread, grab a small nail, big nail, don't matter, and you can make a pendulum, and that will work. It will give you some valid information, And like I said, as a healer, I'm using that pendulum all the time to check your chakras, to make sure they're balanced. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine someone coming up to you. Can I check your chakras, and then have a nail pointing at you above you?
Well,
that's a little ghetto.
Well, hey,
but it works.
But more power to you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's gonna work. Mm-hmm. It's gonna work. This isn't rocket science.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know your chakras, go to one of my episodes where I talk about chakras. I'm not sure which ones they are, but they're out there. Another thing I like to use for divination or as an oracle or crystals, agates. And I have a bowl of agates here, and usually people come over and we talk, and I usually have them pick an agate, and they'll pick an agate, and I'll read it through the color.
Okay, can I do this right now with you then?
Yeah, you bet.
Okay. Is there anything that I have to do?
Well, do it however you want.
Okay.
I'm
just gonna concentrate. I'm gonna close my eyes and pick.
You can look at them. You can look at them if you want. Maybe you need to be visual about it, but yeah, whatever.
You know what? I actually have Jasper in my pocket right now as I'm sitting here on the show, so this is actually perfect.
Okay. Well,
yes.
We'll see. I'll have you pick one more because I want to get a real story here with her tonight.
Okay, so one more?
One more.
Okay.
Yeah, she picked a beautiful Jasper. Now, pick one more.
Okay, and my eyes are closed, people.
Yeah, maybe now stop. Now you picked one with your eyes closed, right?
Yes.
Pick one with your eyes open now.
Okay, with my
Try
eyes.
a different approach. So look in there. I've had some of my friends or people just dump the whole bowl out and look through all the crystals to see which one
Would
they
that
want.
be okay?
Crazy. Huh?
I was like, would that be okay?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, let's dump these out. I'm going to take a look at these
I'll let
crystals.
you do that tonight.
Thank you
very
very
special
much.
person here on the show.
Thank you. I know because you love me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Honestly, this one.
Okay, so let's see what she picked here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We'll tell her what she's won, Johnny. I
know that's not amethyst. It can't be.
No, I don't think it is either. No, it's not. But let's talk about the first one. You picked the Jasper. This isn't just an ordinary Jasper, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who are watching the YouTube channel, you can see that
Travis Tidwell podcast.
Travis Tidwell podcast at YouTube. Thank you for reminding us. Mm-hmm. And let me just plug here real quick, too, that I do have an album on Spotify. If you're listening to my podcast on Spotify, please check out my album, Time Has Come by Travis Tidwell.
It's new age.
Excuse me. Yeah, there's another Travis Tidwell out there, but he's a fake.
He's a country singer.
Yeah. And you check out my music. It's cutting-edge spiritual music for sure, Kabbalistic style. But going back to this Jasper, you can see there's a white
mark at the end of it, yes.
A little white spot there on that crystal. Now, the Jasper is going to represent your root chakra, depending on how orange or red it is. It says orange and red in it, kind of. So root and navel chakra.
Mm-hmm. And what's the navel used for again?
Well, navel is your immediate surrounding, your family, your
family.
atmosphere. Your immediate atmosphere is your navel. That's your stomach.
Mm-hmm.
That's your atmosphere, your immediate atmosphere. The red is your root chakra.
Yes.
Physical activity, sexual activity, anger or stimulation. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But the white is the crown chakra. Okay?
The white flame?
The white flame. Yeah, so that's going to represent new ideas. Always with the crown chakra, there's new ideas with people. Okay? And so for this would be new ideas for activities for you.
I'm good at that. Yes, my
something
mind's
of that
always
nature.
going.
Yeah, and that would
Always.
be local. And this is going to be, Jasper's also going to be a good money stone.
Let it rain.
Yeah, there you go,
Let
girl.
it rain.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And let's see the second stone you picked now. Where did I do with it? Oh, it's right here.
It has like a grayish hue to
yeah,
it.
and you see how he took the colors and I relate them to your chakras.
Yes, I love it.
And did that make any sense to you, what I told you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Now, this stone is more green. It has a little bit of white in it. Well, I don't know what's wrong with it. I got a smoker's cough and throat right now. Sorry, people.
Hold on. I'm going to turn the light on my cell
A
phone
lot
so
of
we can
420
get
during a lot of 420 during the COVID.
Okay, let's take a look at this
Quarantine.
under the light.
Yeah,
You
look
see-
under the light. Thank you, Ashley,
Yes.
again. Now, you know what? You're right. This is an amethyst.
Oh, it is? Oh,
My
okay.
God. Thank Thank you for the light. Praise be the light, baby. You know what I'm saying? That's why I love being in light all the time. I couldn't get this house
Thank
high
you,
with enough
Apple.
light in it. I swear to God, I love light. Yeah, that's an amethyst from Africa.
Ooh, okay. So tell me a little bit more.
It's a
about
chevron
this.
Africa. It's a chevron amethyst from Africa.
And what makes this
I
different?
call
from
this
it?
creamy amethyst myself. What makes this difference is that, like a Veracruz amethyst, which is what this is clear. You see, it's purple to it, right?
And what's a property
see that,
for
right?
this? Yes, I can.
You know, it's going to be psychic stimulation, you know, in your third eye chakra, imagination. This stone holds no negative energy and protects you from negative energy.
Yes, and I actually put those in the bag with my tarot cards. So yeah, you let me know that.
Yeah.
And it's very. I feel good every time I touch it.
Yeah, open with spirit. That's the white. That's in that purple. But yeah, it's a beautiful stone. Good for you. Get down.
Thank you,
That was meant for you to have, you know.
Oh, thanks. I wasn't expecting to keep these.
Yeah. No,
Oh, that's
for
so
sure, man, for
sweet.
sure. You know, I mean, and again, you know, anybody who walks into a metaphysical bookstore, go to the Mystical Dragon, or get a hold of my friend Jack Sileman. You can always give me an email, TravisTidwellPodcast@gmail.com, or you can hit me up with my YouTube channel, Travis Tidwell Podcast. But, you know, these are the things you can contact me, and I can give you Jack's information for his phone number. He sells by appointment. Great guy. Got great credit. Someday you'll have to meet this guy. You know,
Yes, I know. I've been hearing about him for 3 years now.
Yeah, he's really a good person. I've introduced him to a lot of people over the years, and maybe we'll get him on a show in the future. We'll see how that works. But yeah, so there's people out there you can get crystals from. You can get crystals on the internet. You can get crystals anywhere. But when you get to walk into a store, you get to get that feeling
vibration.
of the energy, and then you get to pick a crystal. A lot of people pick crystals in different ways. You know, they're either going to be visual about, I like that crystal. It just looks so nice. I got to have it because visually it attracted me. When really there's a big, deeper meaning for that. You know what I'm saying?
It's true. It's like a Pure One commercial. Find what speaks to you. Mm-hmm. You really do pick the one that speaks to you.
Yeah, and then you find out. I mean, I used to sell all kinds of herbs in stores at my last business, and had about 100 herbs to choose from, and people would come in with recipes, and I'd say, you know, put that recipe down for a minute, just see what intuitively you're attracted to. Mm-hmm. Because your higher self is the best teacher you have.
Of course.
You know,
It really is.
When you get in tune with that, then you start picking things differently and doing things differently, and that's probably a whole new episode. But
I mean, it really could be. We can go on and on. We can go on and on.
But yeah, that's the basic function of a pendulum, ladies and gentlemen.
What's next?
You know, and if you have a deck of tarot cards, I've been doing a free tarot class every Wednesday on the the third Wednesday of every month at 7 p.m. Yeah, to help people out during the COVID that could change the end of spring.
And, you know, one thing I have to say is that for years I've listened to tarot, and I know those people that listen on YouTube. It's a lot different when you want to learn it. It takes a lot of time, a lot of dedication, and a lot of repetition. Like, honestly, I didn't realize how much was involved, and I don't regret it whatsoever.
Yeah. No, for sure, because, you know, everybody's going to carry a book for a while, but I mean, you got to have a good foundation. You got to be ready to make it happen. A lot of people who study tarot don't do anything with it.
No, or use it properly, or protect yourself properly.
Well, yeah, and what are you using it for? Why are you studying it? There's many times, like for us, I'm teaching you divination. I'm teaching you how to divine for people, how to help people
But
out
through
into their future.
Yahweh, and I mean,
course.
I know there's a lot of people that are doing tarot and they're not really touching with source. You know, they're just out
Well,
here.
yeah. Again,
willy-nilly.
I talked to people today earlier, you know, and they've been to 1,000 psychics in their life. I'm just exaggerating.
No, some
But-
people are addicted to psychics. I'm not gonna lie.
But, I mean, they've been around the block. They've known a lot of people, but I'm the only person they've met that does a closing prayer at the end of the reading.
That's true. You really are, and I've seen like at least 60 psychics in my lifetime.
And I bless the table with Yahweh and the Holy and Divine Spirit and the Sacred Dragon. You know, I mix Sacred Dragon, Holy Spirit. It's all good because who is God, creator of all? He's everything and everybody, so he's a Sacred Dragon too, you know. You got to claim that. But no, going in, blessing the table, asking Spirit to be present, to help me assist in having good information. Can't go wrong doing that. You can't go wrong doing that.
You really have
know?
to set the tone, and I think that also is something to consider when you want somebody to use an oracle on you. Like, how are you utilizing it?
Yeah, you bet. Now, also, let's quickly talk about Ouija boards.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I have a story about this.
All right.
So my daughter's biological father. One year we had gotten the Ouija board for Christmas. I had to be maybe like 21, 22. And I'm not gonna lie, so much weird shit started happening. We didn't even take it out of the box. We just threw it away whole. And then we never invited that shit back into our house. So I'm not saying that's for everybody, but I had a weird encounter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's kind of a weird situation there. We had somebody come over to our house before, me and Athena's mom, and we never got it to work.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, okay,
Why?
is this
But
person
why did
moving?
that happen? Because you got too much light in the house.
It was too. Oh yeah, exactly.
Yahweh.
But would spirits be able to come through if it was a light spirit?
I guess it could have, but it didn't because we already have light spirits in the house. You see what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like you're not going to do anything more than what I got because my house is full of spirit. So no, it's not going to happen that way. Ouija board really is a good tool to play with, for information possibly if you divined right, if you created some protection in the room.
Yeah, I was just thinking a
You
circle
know.
of protection. Like,
Well,
do
you know,
not. Oh my
I would
gosh.
invoke Yahweh and the Holy and Divine Spirit. Now, maybe that would kill the oracle. I mean,
Do you have to use like a circle of salt? Do we have to be cliche about this?
No, you don't have to do that. But let me
Okay.
tell you, the word Ouija means yes, yes, is what that really means. Yeah, because Ouija, we is France, and then G is German.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where it comes from. And back in the day when all the Jews were being, my God, just
Annihilated.
just a terrible time. A lot of the widows, and even a lot of the soldiers who fought back then, their wives, they would use that type of information, a Ouija board, or things
As
of
a
that nature.
trade for
No, as an oracle to communicate with the
to
dead,
the family. Mm-hmm.
to the dead for themselves.
Yeah, that's actually a good thing to think about because, I mean, you would be desperate for answers during this time. It's just like so much chaos. People are going missing. Like, I couldn't imagine, like, just the frantic atmosphere. So it's like, yes, where would you turn to? And it's like something
you're
like
right.
that.
And I'm not saying Ouijas are bad.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I've cleansed and blessed homes and families who have Ouija encounters, to be very honest with you.
Yes.
Because if you're playing with something that can open up a portal and has been designed to do that, and you did not clear your life or your room or make a prayer, do something to protect yourself before you did that, shame on you.
So, when you open a portal, like how severe could this be for it could go real bad?
Well, that depends on the portal.
Oh.
And it's a good question. That depends on the portal now, and that's why I use tarot because it's a safe oracle. It's not going to open up. It opens up its own portal, but it's a portal of divine light for us.
Tapping into the fourth dimension.
That's right. Tapping it connects our third eye to the fourth dimension. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. It enhances your psyche. It makes you a medium. I mean, it arouses you. It's just great. Mm-hmm. But the Ouija board doesn't do that. The Ouija board's not going to make you a better psychic or a better intuitive because that's the goal.
That's a good thing to know.
Yeah, no, for sure it's not. It's outer forces, just like the pendulum is an outer force, but it's a positive force because it's near vibration. But
Yes.
Ouija board's just a holder. I've known witches who use Ouija boards on their altar
Yes.
for magic.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty powerful shit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that personally myself because everything I have is, like I said, it's Yahweh grounded.
Yahweh.
So. But no, that was a really good question. I think if you want to have one as a momentum, maybe keep one in your head. If it's not going to tear you, but I wouldn't play with one.
Yeah.
I wouldn't buy one.
Especially if it's just for fun. Don't even fuck around for fun.
Athena got an oracle like that, didn't you? Your mom got you a Ouija board. She got her.
Is
Ouija
it like
board.
a custom wood one?
It's a custom one from the Mystical Dragon.
Yeah, I was like, I know it's not just some one at Target.
Yeah. And she could use that as an ornament in her house. I'm sure she'll never divine with it because I've already taught her tarot. She does readings. She's very powerful herself at her age in divination and artwork and everything else.
Do you think it would be okay? Okay, do you think because my family loves Halloween. So one year I wanted to decorate for all fortune teller and just go all out with the crystal balls and do everything super gypsy. So would it be appropriate to use a Ouija board as decor, but like also use it, you know what I mean, at the same time?
That depends on you. If you want to do that, so be it.
If there's like a little fun behind it without having any malice or...
that's up to you. But you'd want to prepare yourself. You wouldn't.
Yeah,
look
that's
at
a no. I'll
it.
just take that as a no.
I mean, even though you want to use it as a play toy, I mean, who sells it? It's what is it,
At
Milton
Tar-
Bradley or
yeah, at Target.
Yeah, it's one of those
For like
game company.
$14.99.
Yeah, they promote that for all children to play with their family.
It's
hey,
buy one get one
So
50% off during
you
Christmas.
You can't give it too much power.
Yeah.
Honestly. You can't give it too much power, and that really depends upon us. So a lot of people take drugs. They're drunk when they do shit like that. I mean, that's just
which you're already having entities around you as soon as you're drinking. Yes,
exactly.
It's like sucking from your aura. I always think of the Dementors from Harry Potter, just sucking your soul.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So when you're dealing with an oracle, you want to be straight enough. You want to smoke a little 420. That's a little different.
Yeah, just elevate yourself.
Elevate yourself along with the incense. We burned incense tonight. We did frankincense. I'm going to burn a little sage right now. And also, too, if you're using an oracle, tarot cards, like Ashley said earlier, amethyst in her tarot bag works very good, or maybe a moonstone.
I have that too. Yeah.
You know, we were out here. We've used these pendulums tonight. The necklace I brought out, that's actually a fossilized walrus tooth.
So let me ask you something. So you're talking about oracles, and you're bringing out sage right now. Now, just by the way the smoke is coming out or billowing, is that a signification of something significant?
No, just that it's burning, thank God.
Well, I mean, can we use it as an oracle? Like, because people say,
No.
oh, if it smokes more, is there more
not at
entities
all.
around
Not
you?
at all.
Okay.
Yeah, good question, but no, that's not going to work at all, anything like that. You know, I think the oracles I shared with you tonight, as far as we can use crystals to tell people what's going on in their lives. We've got necklaces we can use as a pendulum. Mm-hmm. We've got a nail or on a thread or a string or whatever. We've got going to the store and buying a pendulum. You can get the runic alphabet runes, is what they're called.
And what's a ruin? I don't know if I've ever heard about that.
You know, I wish I was more prepared on this show. I got ruins in the bedroom here. Those are just symbols of the Viking alphabet.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you divine with them. You throw them on down, pick so many ruins for yourself, or do a ruin layout, and it's going to tell you what's going on in your life right now and what can happen in the future.
Oh, okay.
It's a little bit different. You know, you can get that on your phone app. They got them out there, but they're more for personal development than they are divination for doing other things. And when I say that, like, people come to me, they want to know their future. Same thing for you. You want to tell people their future. You want to be able to see what's going on in people's lives and to help them. Mm-hmm. The ruins will give you some positive information, don't get me wrong, but I'm not sure how it arouses your psyche. It might with that particular god or deity that you're working with. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Tarot, like I said, will make you a medium. It's guaranteed. And then we have the I Ching, which is the Chinese, a whole different oracle that they use.
Oh, and there's bones. Like, people can use bones and like a crab shells, correct?
Yes, that's right.
And that's in hoodoo, voodoo?
You can use chicken bones. I've got some chicken bones downstairs.
Now, for Wiccans, let me ask, what would they utilize for an oracle?
That's a good question. I'm not really sure. Tarot. I mean, they use different things, I'm sure. I'm not that diverse in Wicca, but when we're looking at oracles,
they're very earthy people, correct?
Yeah, it's paganism, 100%. So I'm not sure about
seasons, maybe. I don't know. Nature, anything nature related.
Everything's
Just
nature
curious.
magic for them. We all know nature magic by using crystals and herbs and aromatherapy and things of that nature. That's all natural magic, you know.
Of course.
Using certain things for oracles. I got blank for a moment there. Because I'm thinking different ways. You know, other things we could do. We could break sticks and look at them.
Yes.
And throw them. I like using a bag of M&Ms, and you could pick a few out. And I could tell what's going on.
So how do you even utilize that?
Because look at that. There's colors that represent your chakras.
Oh, okay. Duh, Ashley, of course.
So if you pick a red one, you've been physically active, or there's something going on in your life with your root chakra.
Well,
or you pick
break
a yellow
out the
one out of the bag.
M&Ms.
You know, I used to have a bag of like just 7 crystals for the 7 chakras, 7 colors, and you'd pick when I tell you what's going on in your life right now.
So let me ask you this, because there's a lot of new age tarot readers and people doing their new age thing right now. So a lot of people are writing their own messages on pieces of paper and like throwing them like in a bowl and scrambling them and then picking them up and then be like, okay, what's your message?
Like a crazy eight or something.
Like, I can't let you go. It was me, not you. And then they'll go back and grab another one and be like, I should have just told you how I felt. da 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 da. Like, and it's just weird because I'm like, okay,
I don't
so
really feel that's divination.
oddly enough, a lot of people are using this method of like writing out maybe like
For their relationships?
like during tarot readings for additional messages. It's an additional oracle on top of their tarot decks. Yeah, so I wanted to know how you felt about that.
Okay, so they have all these different things written on a piece of paper.
So for instance, I have like maybe 35 index cards, and for each index card, I'm writing, I want to come back to you. Just writing these random quotes. You were the most beautiful person I've ever seen in my life. The next one's like, I never should have, walked out on this great opportunity. So then they crumple them up like in a paper, like in little tiny balls, for instance, throw it in a bowl, swish it around, and then pick one out, and then come up with like a full, it's like fucking Scrabble. Sorry.
Okay.
But they're using it as an oracle in addition to the decks.
I could see what you're saying there. I
Yes.
mean, that could work in some way, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't see the sense of it. I mean, that you might as well, that's like divination for counseling or something. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't seem right to me. I'm not resonating with that myself personally.
I think maybe they're utilizing it to kind of reconfirm after they do their general readings or their tarot deck.
I don't know.
Like, hey, look, I picked these random, sayings out of a bowl.
I don't know. I would never do that. I would never do that. I think that's useless, personally.
People also use charms, like little dog charms or like little tiny heart. I'm telling you, people are
For what?
For oracle things. Like, it's like another bowl like we have for people that can't see on YouTube.
Right.
At Travis Tidwell podcast.
Right.
And so what they would do is, put little tiny charms in a bowl. Like, it would be like a little tiny dog from Monopoly, or like something crazy, like a seashell.
Right.
And then
Okay,
people
I
will
got
like close their eyes, grab a few, and be like, oh, I see like a heart charm, a cotton candy charm, and like a circus charm. Like,
right.
And it's like, oh, you might be meeting this person at a
Yeah,
carnival.
okay. Yeah, I get
so
what
it's
you're
like,
saying.
can you use that?
I guess.
Okay. Isn't it sound?
I mean, oracles and divination can be that simple.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Yeah, there are people, Dr. D and Jim Kelly back in the day, he would throw a rock into the puddle of water and he would read the ripples.
Shit. If you got it, you got it.
So, I mean, divination can be a lot of different things in a lot of different ways, for sure. Mm-hmm. And those are just different oracles we're talking about that you can be open to using. Mm-hmm. So that was good. That was a good call on that one.
Thank you.
I'm sure Native Americans have their own divination oracles. You know?
And if you know more about that, let us know, because I'm actually curious about that.
And if you want to send something up to the show, it's TravisTidwellPodcast@gmail.com. Or if you're on the YouTube channel, just leave us a comment or give us a note. You can contact Ashley at
The Pisces Life Coach on Instagram. You can DM me and check out my profile. Also, if you have any questions, shoot me a message.
And if you're a woman who's listening to this podcast, or a man who knows a woman who needs some empowerment, needs some of that goddess energy, contact Ashley. She knows what she's talking about.
Yeah,
she carries that goddess vibration. She just did a full moon for goddess empowerment.
Yeah, it was amazing, honestly. But like,
she'll be doing more stuff for the goddess energy, I'm sure.
Yes, definitely. And as soon as I continue, or I am progressing in my high priestess training, I'll be able to assist others a lot more efficiently.
Yeah, and this COVID has been a blanket for everybody, so I'm hoping everybody's getting through it like we are. I mean, it really did kill my business, and we're going to relaunch everything in the spring. You know what I'm saying?
You got to keep a positive
And
outlook.
I've been giving nothing but free classes on Zoom for people on Wednesdays instead of making it affordable. Of course, it's free. It's affordable.
Thank you for doing that for the people, because one thing is, you definitely want to be of service to others, and I know that that's your motto. That's what you've always been about.
Right.
And I know that you even give like free Reiki 1 and 2. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, you can get that level.
Check that out.
And if it wasn't COVID, we'd have people here once a month. We'd be doing free healing work on, as we normally do with Reiki. But things have changed right now. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna try to work more of the website business for people. Maybe less contact with the humans. Well, no, we'll see.
Yeah,
but,
and if you want to buy some of the products, if you want to look at the services,
there'll
go
be some
to
stuff for sale.
TravisTidwell.us.
TravisTidwell.us, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
And also we have, what else do we got going on, Athena? We got my album on Spotify. That's right. I want to reiterate that tonight here.
We have a newsletter coming out.
That's right. That's what I was going to say. That's right. We have a newsletter coming out in spring. You'll be able to go to travistidwell.us.
And you'll have some horoscopes ready for the people.
I'm going to do some on-point horoscopes on the Dragon Quarterly. Ashley's going to donate some information and contribute to the website. She's going to help me manage it.
Maybe I can give you guys some spiritual recipes. I've been working with that.
Or a goddess column.
A goddess column, absolutely.
Some empowerment for the goddess on that new newsletter called the Dragon Quarterly. It's been around. It just hasn't been operating lately, so we're going to reinvent that. And we have a lot of positive things to share with people in the spiritual life. So hopefully something we shared with you on this episode is going to benefit you in your spiritual life. Make sure that you're praying, meditating. If you have any questions, email us. As we said, contact her on...
the Pisces Life Coach on Instagram.
That's right. That's definitely where you contact her. You know how to get me. Travis Tidwell Podcast at gmail.com, or go to YouTube, Travis Tidwell Podcast. I want to thank Ashley tonight for this information we've shared. It's been a lot of fun as always. We could talk all night. We do all the time. And I want to thank my executive producer, Athena, Lord God Yahweh, Holy and Divine Spirit. I want to thank all of you out there. And God bless everybody out there, your family, your friends, your pets, and all those you love and who love you and this planet Earth. So be it.
So be it.
So be it.
Time has come for a change.